Hunter. Welcome to another weekly outlook for the DXY, Euro, GBP and CAD. So first thing first, if you're interested, everything is written on my website. All this trading plan and my written commentaries in the text is on my website, right? Also for this analysis, I'm using my ICT template, which you can purchase in the link below this video. So let's go. Looking to the dollar index, as we can see in the November, it has been rejected and it has dropped down. And right now we are getting the pullback of this move. We are currently around a 50% of this move, right? So what I'm thinking is going on is that the price could be pushed up above a 61.8 and potentially take out this liquidity in here, right? So what overall I think is going on is that basically if we look to the COT data, we can see that the shorts are being added, right? So the market makers are basically building the shorts in here and they are closing the longs. They are not so bullish as they've been and they building the shorts, right? And it all happening in this move up, right? So this is, in my opinion, the position building for the shorts. However, the timing is probably not done yet, so we need to watch it. And in my opinion, the next week is going to be expansion into the 61.8 or even above into these levels, right? Then overall I like these two equal lows, which are a injected or prepared level for the liquidity, where I think actually once the price break it down up in here, maybe the traders will start to enter the longs, right? Thinking this is a confirmation of the double bottom. However, as we can see, the real level, the order block of the market makers is in here, right? So also one more thing which I want to mention is that we are actually close to the, how many days it is? 43 days highs, right? So where we will most likely go, we will most likely go to take out the 60 days highs, right? Which is actually the 3 months high, which would be above here. So that's what is in my mind currently. Let's go to the lower time frame, and it's actually, we can see beautifully, this is a trending environment. Why? Because we are breaking the highs, rejecting lows, right? Again, breaking the highs, rejecting lows, right? So breaking the highs, then the low is being rejected, right? So in my opinion, we will see push higher, and it can be during the FOMC or during the NFP, which we have this week, and it could be a really volatile. So let's go to the platform and let's look what I have highlighted in here on the dollar index, obviously. So I want to go long below this Friday's low and this Thursday's low, right? So if we get something like this into this level, which took out a liquidity in here, then I would like to take long, right? Also, I'll have currently highlighted this level, which has taken out this high, and potentially it could be a level from where we could see the drop down here, right? So in my opinion, in the best world would be that if the price goes up here on the Monday, right, then we could short it, take it down in here, then on the Wednesday of FOMC we could see something like that, right? That would be perfect. However, remember, we are not living in the perfect world and anything can happen. So this is my levels which I have currently, and I will of course have to be adjusting and being flexible during the week, right? Let's go to the euro. And euro is very similar to the dollar index, right? So we can see the price has made a significant up move in here, right? As well, it has left these equal highs in here, which I think will be in the future visited into this fair value gap also, but it's too far for now to predict. However, let's look where we are right now. So let's go and let's try to understand what has been going on in here. So in my opinion, we are in the bearish environment, because again, what we are doing, we are breaking the lows, rejecting highs, breaking the lows, rejecting highs, right? However, currently we have already dipped a bit into the daily order block, right? In here, where price has been rejected, but also it has been rejected on the lower time frame, right? In this daily order block, there is a nested 4-hour order block where I think we will most likely come in this week, right? And we could get the bounce from here. I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, because again, as we doing this pullback of that big swing, we are around a 50%. We are not around a 61.8. I think that we will get down here, but here is what could happen, because if you look at this level, yes, the liquidity was taken, the high was rejected and taken. However, look at this. The price did not come exactly into the level, and here also it did not come exactly into the level. When market makers time to time leaving such a gaps, right, they mostly visit them. And what I am aware that could happen, not saying that it will happen, price could come down here. What has happened? What is going to happen in here? The traders will be shorting, because it's everything so obvious, right? Price is dropping down. If we look to the COT data, everything looks bearish. We can see the shorts being added, right? Longs being closed, right? However, if you look again just into this easy things, we can see we are on the 45 days low, and we are reaching this level where in the past the market makers has been such a bullish, right? So there could be a reaction. So there could be obviously something like this, right? Down. This could happen easily, but I am aware that also the price could come above these levels, because this level wasn't touched, and this one as well, right? So that could be a false break into this order block, and then price could be taken above 50%, maybe somewhere around a 61.8, around here, right? So that could happen. I am aware of it. I know it, and here is what I'm looking for currently on the platform, right? So I have highlighted this level, which I really would like to see a price to come up above this Friday's high, right? And we have this order block. It's high probability order block. Why? Because it took out this high, right? So liquidity has been loaded in here. Since then, there was initiated this move, which drops lower and break the lows, right? So now the price is actually coming back into the initial move where the market makers put the most of their orders, and they could be adding more in here. All this has to happen before this level is reached, right? So if we get it somewhere here, right, that would be perfect. And then looking on the smaller time frame, most likely what would be the best is that if the price on Monday moves higher, we then get the Asian session above here, right? Then it takes these high, breaks lower, come back to the daily open, session open, and then, you know, something like that, right? But again, this is in the perfect world, and we will see how this is gonna be played out, right? Let's go to the another one, which is a pound. Pound is a little bit different story. It actually has been overextended. I'm not sure if I have it. Yes, I have it here. So if we look from this high to this low, we are actually around 61.8, right? We are above a 50%, which is much better level for the potential reversal pullback, right? So we are in here, and we are actually ranging around here. What is a little bit confusing is that if we look to the COT data, is that actually the market makers are kind of bullish, right? As they've been bullish a little bit in here also, but it's not as bullish as it was down here, right? So as the price has moved higher, we can see that recently there have been more longs added, but it's not that bullish, right? So for what we need to see in order to continue up, which we don't know if it's gonna happen right now, we need to see some pullback where they will have a chance. So where they will have a chance to build another longs positions, right? And it could be, obviously, if we put FIB from here to here, below 50%, right? Around 61.8, maybe somewhere around here, right? But again, this is too much prediction into the future, which I do not want to do. I obviously don't have a crystal ball. So let's look to the 4-hour time frames, and here it is. So what has happened in here? We can see here was the November high. This high is very important in here, because in here we had the break of this structure and of this structure, right? In that moment, many traders would think we are bearish, we are going down, and then what you see, taking out the highs, right? And again, we have rejecting highs, breaking lows, rejecting highs, breaking lows. You can see how it's a little bit transforming into the bearish again, right? Going to the fair value gap, rejecting these highs, again breaking lows, right? Then price going higher, reject this high. Here also, here it breaks the low, rejects the high, right? So if you draw something like this, you can see that actually it's giving us a kind of, you know, I don't like to speak about some patterns or whatever, but you can see that actually this it's actually changing, right? So yeah, so I think we going down, right? Basically, simply close it like this, and I will show you on the 1-hour time frame. Actually, I have a few levels in here. So what I liked really in here is that we have this two equal lows. Below it is this, I think it's from 1 hour. It's a 4 hours this order block, right? So yeah. And then I like in here is this level, right? In here, because we have the rejected, we have taken out this, and then price start to drop lower. So if we get a pullback up, I think this could be taken out, right? On the Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, let me check it. On the Wednesday, no, on the Thursday, there is a Bank of England monetary meeting. I think they will not rise interest rates because the inflation has grown recently, so they do not have the reason for that. However, anyway, the news can be used for the manipulation, right? So again, as I think that the price will go down here, I do not think it will be pretty straightforward as this, because we have these lows and there will be stop losses. We have this order block in here, so that could be something like this break, right? Then here will be some level again, and then we can go, right? So the gate needs to be open first, retested, and then it can go lower, right? So this is for the pound. Let's look to the Canadian dollar, and as we are looking to the futures, this is a futures for the Canadian dollar, and I'm going to invert it so we get it looking as a USD CAD, right? Again, very similar. Canadian dollar USD CAD was dropping, now it's making a pullback. Where we are right now, around 50%, where I think we will go above these highs. You can see how they are created in here as a fake double top, right? As well, we have here a fake double bottom, right? So what will most likely could happen is something like this, right? Which will actually be a signal for the sellers, which will put stop losses in here, right? So when the retail is selling, market makers are buying, right? So they will be buying the low, taking the price up to the 61.8, and also it can be above this level, right? So although I mentioned in my previous week that I am kind of getting bearish feeling on the USD CAD, because if we look at this in here, we can see that market makers been very bearish, very bullish, sorry, they had a lot of longs. Right now they have reduced them actually by half, right? They had 84, 89k longs, now they have only 42. Also they building the shorts, right? And all this is happening in this swing up, right? So as the price is going up, they are closing the longs and adding the shorts. Right now, the last 3 weeks they slightly reduced, but I think it's obvious, because why? Where they want to add shorts? They want to add shorts here, right? Not here, not in this range. They need to do some manipulation so others will buy so they can sell, right? So I think that we're gonna see a expansion up in this week. No, probably not such a candle, but in my opinion it will be bullish, and it would be best to buy the breakouts, false breaks of these lows, right? So let's look to the platform, what I have highlighted in here. And yeah, so I have actually this level, which actually could be quite nice, because here is a Friday high. So if price goes up in here, I would like to see my setup occur, and then price dropping lower below these equal lows, right? And then probably on the Wednesday, maybe Friday, you know, something like this, right? So yeah, this is it. Let's look to the news again. I actually forgot to mention it, right? So we have on the Wednesday big FOMC data. Thursday is a GBP, right? As also the Fed, I do not think they will rise interest rates. What will be important in here is the commentary from the Fed power, right? But he will probably say the very similar things, like that they are watching the inflation, they are watching the employments, and based on that they will be right. But inflation has risen a little bit, so they will not be cutting the rates, right? So that's why I think the price is now pushed up as well. Also, we have a non-farm payrolls on the Friday, right? So once you will know me a little bit more, you will understand that I am not looking too much for the real data releases. However, I take it as an opportunity for the manipulation, right? So yeah, so this is my bias. I think overall the dollar index, dollar will be bullish, which will be bullish for the USD CAD, bearish for the euro, bearish for the pound, right? All right, have a great rest of the weekend, and I wish you good luck in the next week. Bye bye.